Our valedictorian this year is an outstanding young man. He achieved a final mark of 100% in Chem 30, 97% in Math 30 and Bio 30. He averaged 93% in English and Social, and currently has an average of 94% in Math 31 and Physics 30. It is my privilege to introduce this year's valedictorian, Thaniel Roque.
I'd first like to start off by thanking the school for giving me this opportunity to do this speech. Thank you to the faculty and pastors for educating us to the best of your abilities and making learning personal through the meaningful relationships that you've built with us over the years. Thank you to the custodians for maintaining our learning environment, especially throughout this German-fested year, and for spraying that COVID be gone juice every single lunch. And thank you to all the families represented here today. The encouragement and guidance you have given us over the years, as well as all the sacrifices you have made, have not gone unnoticed. Supporting us has not been easy, especially throughout our final year. And for that, we thank you. And a special thank you to my parents for all the sacrifices you've made for me. I cannot thank you enough. Isn't it funny how the guy who brought a microwave to school on the first day is also valedictorian? Ain't that crazy? Anyways, welcome to the best valedictorian speech ever. If you don't know me, my name is Thaniel Roque. Now, throughout my 17 years of life, I realized that there are a lot of people that I do not particularly enjoy. I mean, there's a lot of annoying people right now, especially on Twitter. Now, I could go on and rant about how specific people annoy me, but unfortunately, the email I received for the valedictorian speech has explicitly told me to not make fun of anyone. So instead, I'll be telling you guys about the type of person that I find to be most annoying, and how to not be that. Something I believe is very important as you guys go on to post-secondary and your futures. To me, the most annoying type of person is someone who just complains. Ironic, right? But this type of person is someone who only complains. All they do is talk about how life beats up on them. There's so much homework. The stuff we're learning about doesn't even matter. My school always smells like microwave popcorn. Now, these complaints are pretty general stuff. Heck, I'm guilty of saying all that. But let's broaden the complaints to something more genuine. My depression sucks. I hate how my parents separated. COVID-19 ruined my life. Now you might be thinking, these problems are very reasonable and justifiable things to complain about. I can't believe Thaniel's mocking those people. Hashtag cancel Thaniel. Okay, so before you guys go on and start ranting on Twitter and making anti-me hashtags, let me explain myself. First of all, yes. I completely agree. All of those complaints are very real and legitimate. I'm not here to invalidate your struggles. In fact, I've struggled with some of those problems myself. But here's the thing, I turned it into my even with. In those 3 examples I just listed, the potential even withs are a lack of something, a lack of happiness, a lack of 2 parents, a lack of a normal year. But your potential even with doesn't even have to be the absence of something. It might just be that even though you're highly skilled in one aspect of your life, someone may just be a bit more gifted than you are. Your potential even with might even be your limits. So what's an even with, you may be asking? I define it as something in your life that makes it seem like your colleagues or rivals have a head start over you in life. But even with that hardship, you can still thrive. For me, my biggest even with was my parents' separation. Now that problem definitely beat me down, but I made sure it never defined me. Never did I let being a child of divorce tell me who I was. In fact, I let it motivate me. My thought process was this: if I could catch up and beat everyone else, even though I had all these challenges, wouldn't that be hilarious? So I worked hard to make that happen. All of my hard work was to ensure that my personal problems became my even withs. Instead of looking at my parents' divorce as a setback, I took it on as a challenge. I wanted to see how far I could move forward, even with something that made things tougher to do so. So here's my question to all of you. What is something that you've constantly blamed over the years for your lack of motivation and success? What is something that you think is holding you back? What problem can you turn into your even with? Follow-up question. What have you done to make that happen? Have you been doing enough, or could you do more? The reason I'm asking you guys this is because why would you make your problems an excuse when you have the potential to make it your fuel? You should never blame external forces for your lack of success, but instead you should look inward and evaluate your willingness to overcome those forces and achieve what you want. I mean, how amazing would it feel to say, even with my depression, I got over that breakup. Even with COVID, I'm still pursuing my dreams unhindered. Even with microwaves being banned at school, I still found a way to heat my food. At the end of the day, we're all going to suffer. Some of it justified, and other times, not so much. So what are you going to do about it? The people who annoy me the most are those who allow their potential even withs to hold them back. The people who see how everyone else is so far ahead of them and do nothing but watch them go further and further and just complain about it. Don't be that person. I'm already annoyed with enough people. In fact, not being annoying is biblical. One of my favorite verses is James 1, verse 2-4. It says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." To put it simply, it says, no pain, no gain. If you're going to improve, you're going to suffer in one way or another. So when you're going through a rough time, just do what the verse says and consider it pure joy. Be happy knowing that what you're going through will ultimately make you stronger as long as you persevere through it. And as a byproduct, you'll be less annoying. Saying that, if you don't want to be annoying, I have 4 pieces of advice. My first piece of advice is that failures should inspire you, not discourage you. Example, look at Stephen King, one of the most successful writers alive. My bro got rejected by 30 different publishers with his first book. You'd think after the 7th time, he'd be like, yeah, this writing business ain't for me. But he didn't let that discourage him. He understood that even though he took 30 steps back, as long as he kept trying, he could take 31 steps forward. The second one is to always strive to become better, even if you think you're at your limit. Because the moment that you think you're the best you're ever going to get, you're right. Y'all think Kobe was satisfied after his three-peat? No, he kept on working. And not only did he get 2 more championships, now everyone yells out his name when they toss a paper ball into the garbage. Never be satisfied with your success, and understand there's always an opportunity to improve yourself. Humble yourself, and know that you can learn a lesson from anyone, no matter how annoying they may be. The third is to ignore the haters, the doubters, the nincompoops, if you will. Those people are simply there to tear you down because they want to prove themselves right and see you fail. These types of people always look at your results and never the process to get there, and they'll find a way to tear you down. One of my favorite quotes is from Kevin Gates on Twitter. Haters will see you walk on water and say it's because you can't swim. Don't let others invalidate your success. My final piece of advice is this. Keep God close to your heart. By doing this, it's one of the greatest decisions that you can make. He truly never lets you down. If you think so, then you're probably still in that character development stage. But genuinely, if you keep God's intentions within your life, you will do great things. Class of 2021, my final message is this. Don't be annoying by letting your problems stay as problems. Turn them into your even withs. Thank you.